too many people that have a King James only position. That's their faith. That's what they believe. They've caved to the pressure of providing a logical explanation. They've caved. They no longer use this to support their doctrine. They no longer go to the Bible to prove that the King James Bible is the Word of God. And you'll hear so many sermons on this, and they'll just jump out of one verse. They'll jump out of one verse, and then they'll preach an entire sermon about manuscript traditions, Greek manuscripts, Byzantine text types, majority texts, 5,000 manuscripts. I'm not saying that any of that is not true. I'm not saying that it's false. I'm not even giving my opinion on any of that today. What I'm saying is if I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to jump out of one verse and I'm going to preach a whole message using all that, you know what I've just told you to put your faith in? The wisdom of men and not in the power of God. And you know what? When some really, really smart guy down the road says, hey, can I show you all the variants in the majority text? And then you tell me which one is the right one, even though there's 5,000 that all agree. And then they blow your mind and shake your faith. That just proves that your faith was in the wrong place. That proves your faith was in the wrong place. If I can go and learn Greek and then blow your mind and remove you from this book, your faith was in the wrong place. Does typically anybody get up here and preach a creation message and do a bunch of science experiments, or do they just use the Word of God? Or if I'm leading somebody to Christ, do I buy him a plane ticket and do I fly to Israel so that they can look in an empty tomb and say, see, he's risen? I don't do that. So then why do I cave to the pressure of providing a logical explanation when it comes to my King James Bible? I don't need to do that. I just need to use the Word of God. The temptation is to go fight in their arena. The temptation is to go learn some Greek and Hebrew, because that's what they're shooting back at you. Well, the Greek says. What about this manuscript? What's this one say? Well, your King James doesn't say the same thing as all these. I don't care. I don't care. My faith is in what this says. My faith is not in the process, it's in the product.